Well, hello everybody. I sincerely hope you can hear me over the wind that I know my camera loves to pick up. I've been waiting for it to die all morning. It's really not happening. It's now early afternoon. Still really windy. I totally wish I had a windmill, but I kind of promised an outdoor video today, so I'll show you what's going on outside the Bear's Den. This is a beautiful spring day in Manitoba. You can see behind me here. Long shed. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, all right, so here's what's growing on outside. Absolutely nothing. No, there are actually a few things growing here, and that will still be the subject of a future video, but my hand is already freezing, so yeah, let's take a look around. Somewhere underneath all that snow along the fence, I'm pretty sure the raspberries are still alive, but as I mentioned in the chat the other day, yeah, I've still got snowdrift well above my fence line along the back. Poor boy is not allowed to use his igloo anymore. We've had a few days above, you know, a reasonable thawing point, so gotta say no to that now. Still kind of thinking about bringing this tree down though while I've got some snowbank there. Had hoped to do that today, but I don't believe in bringing trees down in heavy wind. I don't know. My inner Canadian beaver doesn't think that's safe. There have been a few people who have asked about what's going on with the greenhouse long shed conversion project. As you can see, it's right where we left it. The snow is kind of interesting out here these days. You get this nice solid crust that you can walk on top of, and every once in a while your foot goes through into something like that, and that is actually pretty darn deep. That's past my knee. I was kind of thinking about shoveling my way out to the front so I can get started on this because there is available sunshine. And I remembered, oh yeah, like an idiot, I left that cardboard box here with a couple of window panels, and they're leaning up against the back side of the box there, so the shed side of it. I think it's in this general area here, so as I sink into the snow, see, it's not safe to walk on this right now. My general idea here, I figured I'd take some of that old black rubber liner I've got that doesn't really fit anything, throw it over the snow where I think the windows are, and hopefully it'll melt down faster, and then I can shovel out where I know, you know, I'm not busting glass or anything. And it does look along the edges like it's kind of starting to sink its way in, even though there's all this wind ripping its heat away. Seems to be doing its thing. So that's cool. I might be able to get started on that in the next couple of weeks. Basically, those windows are the only thing stopping me. I've stepped through a window pane before. It's not an experience I intend to repeat. But I am looking forward to getting this project going. The sooner I can get things into the sun, the sooner they'll start really growing. My little Saskatoon berry bush kind of buried over there. Gooseberry over there is just, it's aching. It's got so many buds, it's ready to grow. Can't wait for spring, that one. There has been some concern expressed over how do I intend to manage the remains of these trees. Fear not, I tend to go about things in a very bumbling, tumbling bear sort of fashion, but safety first, right? Like I do have a good solid plan. I'm going to work things off of the top there so that I don't have to worry about what's going on the top. As soon as I start actually carving away at this, no one's allowed to climb on it anymore. And basically, I'm just going to work it in chunks and bring down one log at a time. And then I'll take a couple more branches, bring down the more logs, a couple more branches, and then I'll start working at the lighter end, do the same thing, and I'll get the vast majority of that dealt with before it even starts to really wiggle on me. So fear not, that'll be safe. And this one's basically on the ground already, so it'll be fairly quick and easy to clean up once I can get to, you know, the rest of its trunk. The blowing snow has kind of buried it back up again. Oh, it's cold today. It's like -20, not even including the wind. I still think that's the coolest fallen tree I've ever seen though. I've never seen that before, and I've walked in a lot of woods. Up front though, we've got this one patch of garden here that's always the first to melt because of, well, the sun gets trapped off the house and beats back down on it and melts it that way, and there's an awful lot of heat leaking from the house. So this right here is why I want to put some sort of a sunroom or a greenhouse front on here or something, because while the rest of the yard looks like this, Slowly doing the 360 here. This is already exposed and good to go. I'm betting a sunroom would do wonderful things here. All projects in the fullness of time, right? All right, everybody, and for the sake of frostbite, I think that's where I've got to let you go. My fingers are too cold to even properly work the zoom right now, so my face is huge compared to what it should be. Yeah, I love you all. I will see you tomorrow inside with things that are actually growing in a much warmer environment.